Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Kerbal Space Program Episode 11, which originally aired live on Twitch. Last stream. Last stream is pretty easy to recap. It was all of the initial milestones getting to the moon for the first time. JD and Bona, thanks for the resub and the bits. So let me fill you in. We got finally to the moon. We did a whole bunch of biome landings, so if I toggle flags here, you can see that we've gotten to the twin craters, the far side crater, and then something in the highlands, I think. Where's the third flag? Here it is. Yeah, the Midlands, Mud Midlands. Currently, I am on a mission. I like turn off flags because I don't like keeping them on. Currently, I'm on a mission where if I open up my contracts, we dock two separate vessels on or around the moon. And I have one flight in progress that is doing just that. So here's the thing. This gets a little strange. This flight in progress, which would be the Byron Industries MK1, right now is in parking orbit over Kerbin. So if we fly it, we can take a look at it. It has a nose cone, for lack of a better term, that has essentially what will be my orbiter, my space station. So this space station here has a survey scanner for me to figure out where a base on the moon would be good to set up. And then it has a crew cabin, which would allow me to transfer crew. It has communicatrons, allowing me to transmit data back home, and a whole bunch of RCS fuel so that I can maneuver it to do a docking. Sky Collective, thanks for the gifted subs. And Xanth for the resub. Welcome. So, the kicker here is, we need to get this rocket, which has plenty of Delta V. It has about 5k Delta V left. We need to get this rocket over to the moon. And then I need to... So I don't need to, but I wanted to use this sort of space station here to put it in polar orbit. And the purpose of a polar orbit... man, I really wish I had props. The purpose of a polar orbit, if you're orbiting the equator, all you ever scan is the equator. Anything that orbits like the Earth around the equator, like a geostationary satellite, or really any satellite in equatorial orbit, only orbits around the equator, right? A polar orbit, when the planet is rotating, man, if I had like a tennis ball or something, when the planet is rotating, a polar orbit that's not quite perfectly 90 degrees, but like pretty close, like let's say 87 degrees polar orbit, allows you to scan the entire surface over time. It's a really important concept because when we're trying to figure out where a colony would be best set up, we are going to want to scan the surface of the moon to figure out where the resources are. The resources that are necessary, let me pause this for a second. The resources that are necessary to start a colony on the moon in Kerbal Space Program is water or what are they called? There's water, or there's I forget what they call it. Something like hydro. It's basically stuff that can be processed into water. Dang, I'm totally blanking. Byron, thanks for the gifted subs as well, and yet again, Sky Collective too. I am currently flying the Byron Industries MK1 or Mark 1, so I'm sporting my Byron pride pretty heavily here. Yes, so let me... Okay, we do have a limited amount of time that we have life support here, so I shouldn't dwindle too long. But essentially what's really important to get initially set up for colonization is... initially, you're probably going to be supplying your colony from Kerbin to the moon. But if you want it to be self-sufficient, there's levels of self-sufficiency. So there's a self-sufficiency where you can start to grow your own food, called supplies. and that takes water, substrate, mulch, fertilizer, and you start to make food. You can also, of course, then start mining up gypsum and other minerals to make your own materials, like your own fertilizer and your own metals to make to make buildings, fabrications, things like that. What you can actually end up doing is you can set up essentially a Mun space center if you take your time and build it right. But you can't do any of that until you know where to set things up. So that's exactly what we're doing. So first things first, we need to get this space station-y thingy to the moon. So do a moon burn. I want to do a minimum burn here, saving as much fuel as I can, because we're going to be, the reason for it is we're going to be putting this space station in Mun or moon polar orbit, which takes a little bit more fuel than any other sort of orbit. Don't crash. Thanks. I'll try not to crash, Byron. I won't crash your beautiful ship. Cheers. Hey, Yoda. All right. So the first burn we have is a pretty simple one. It is a burn time of 30 seconds, where we are doing the transfer home and transfer over to the moon. Oh, hi, Tuss. She's underneath my my desk again. So Mun here is supposed to be spelled with like an umlaut, calling it moon, but just is what it is, right? All right, let's see. I have plenty of electrical charge. I have enough supplies here. Hey, Cheese, welcome. Welcome, Mr. Cheese. You are you're donating way too many gifts this month. You gotta slow down. I don't know what to say. But always a pleasure to have you here. The lurking moderator. So we have supplies for 9 days, so we should be fine. So the idea here is to park the nose cone of this space station in Mun orbit, and then to land the rest of the craft on a new biome surface of the Mun. Oh, I forgot to do my burn. On a new biome surface of the Mun to acquire more research so we can unlock more stuff. And then the next mission will send a rocket to rendezvous with the nose cone, and that will complete the Explore the Mun contract. And we'll get 2 different missions of science. And then after that, I think what I'm going to do is to think about a rover mission. Because once we have a general idea, and Byron, by the way, thanks for even more bits. Far too generous. So once we have a general idea of where our raw resources are, the orbital scanner that we have only gives us sort of a very generalized idea. Let me quick save here. So then what we're going to want to do is to get a rover on the surface of the moon, where we think that there is a concentration of the resources we need for a colony, to find the local, the surface values, the sort of where it's best. So we are going to need to build ourselves a little rover as well. Ghost Joker, thanks for the follow. So this here, not only am I going to be circularizing, but I also want to incline my orbit a lot, which will cost me a lot more fuel. I could have tried to adjust this on my approach, I suppose. But that is my next burn. So this burn is maybe like 300 more Delta V than it would have been if I was just circularizing around the moon. But as you can see, this inclined, so it's a little bit easier to explain. Let me hide the nav ball. Oh, no, hold on. Let me stop rotating and then hide the nav ball. So yeah, if you can picture, if you're a visual learner, even though Veritasium just disproved the fact that visual learners are a thing. If you're a visual learner, you can kind of see the Dirty Mike relay never scans anything but the equator, right? You know, like a hula hoop never goes anywhere but your hips, unless you're, you know what I mean. But while the moon rotates, because of course these orbital bodies, the moon is not tidally locked, while it rotates, actually it is, well, it doesn't really matter. While it rotates, you know, we'll be going around the poles and scanning continually as the planet rotates. It's definitely the way to do it. So let me focus on this next burn. And we'll get to it. This month is for Tusk. Awesome. Hey, Tusk, come here. You've got a whole month for your... Whoop. There it is. Hey, pup. If I crash, it's because of her being distracting. Is it possible to build a remote rocket? Yes. So you can absolutely have unmanned rockets. The thing here with unmanned rockets, one of the most important things that you need to do is to make sure that you have signal strength. So this is something that I have not explained all that well. But in order to use probe cores, they need to have a signal to Kerbal Space Center. And as you can see right now, I have low signal strength. That's because I don't have communication satellites orbiting Kerbin that helps to boost the signal from Kerbal Space Center over to my ship. If you want, I can try to build said communication systems. What that would require is like geosynchronous satellites, maybe only like 3 geosynchronous satellites or so. Because when a satellite is geosynchronous, like if the satellite is behind Kerbin and you're trying to connect to it, obviously your signal's cut because Kerbin's in the way. So what's important when you're trying to build those things is that you have a few satellites so that none of them can be like on the shadow or whatever. Open the suggestion box. Sure, I could do that. Actually, I think you can do that, but here, I did it too. So yeah, that could be possible as well, is to launch a few comm satellites, especially when I get higher quality communication parts. And with those comm satellites, we could build a little bit of a network so that we can run unmanned missions. All right, so here's the circularization. And then the tilt. Okay. What is my inclination here? It is 76 degrees. Okay. What I'm going to do with the periapse is bring this to be more circularized. Which is a lot of fine tuning. That's probably not all that necessary, but I've been doing anyway. Yeah, sat nets can be fun. So this is more circularized, and then I want to probably change my inclination a little bit. So it's like 85 degrees. I forget like what the ideal is, but I'll just have it be 85 degrees. So here's an 85 degree inclined and very non-eccentric. So eccentricities is like oblong, non-eccentric. So like Pluto would have an eccentric orbit. Sometimes it's way closer than other times. Earth is pretty not, you know, has low eccentricity. So as you can see, the eccentricity number here is 0.0012. If it was perfect, where the apoapse and the periapse were the same, it would just be 0. So getting it close to 0 Again, not all that necessary, but it's just something I wanted to do. Okay, so let's save again. And put this in the sort of scanning polar orbit. And then once actually it's in position, I can start to show what the scans look like, because they look pretty cool. I'm also going to limit the thrust here because it's a tiny little adjustment I'm trying to make to, like, I don't know, let's say 5%. Okay, warp to next. Whee! Warp a little bit more. Oops, warp too much, but it should be fine. So then this is putting my craft into a moon scanning orbit that is highly stable and not eccentric at all. I am manually maneuvering it though. Yeah, this is all manual. Even if we had drone cores, they would be manual maneuvers. I don't have MechJeb installed, so there's no... MechJeb is a mod that lets you do, like, automated maneuvers, and I'm not running that. So now my eccentricity, 225029, 23 something something. Okay, it's as close as I really need it to be. The inclination was the thing that was really important. So at the front we have a survey scanner, and what I could do now is start to scan for surface resources. Perform orbital survey. Here we go. Toggle overlay. Why isn't there it is. Color heat map green. So I can then pick, oh, hydrates. That's what it is called. Now, I should know, because you guys make me hydrate all the time. So now with this this ship in the right position with this scanner up, the game doesn't actually require you to do a whole bunch of passes to actually get scanning data, because obviously you would only really scan the spot of or the spot of the moon that you're currently above. But at this point, what we could do is we could start to figure out where we want to build a colony based upon the availability of certain resources. So regolith would be soils. This is silicates, which would be for like fertilizers. I don't actually know what that is. Substrate would be for farming as well. This is for uranium, if we wanted to have nuclear reacting bases. Water is very rare, so as you can see here, there's not a lot of sources of water. Here's like South America, the water mass. So one of the things that and the red here indicates that it's like really low quality water, which means you'll have to do a lot of drilling for very little water. But that's fine. Ore, xenon gas, dirt. So some things are obvious. Gypsum's necessary when you want to make your own fertilizer. So as you can see, there's basically gypsum almost everywhere. You'd really have to try not to have gypsum. So I think I'll probably be leaving it up to poll for you all, but I think what we'll end up doing is we'll figure out what resources are most important for us, and plan on putting a rover on the ground to figure out exactly where the most ideal physical location is. Ideally, probably somewhere that has, let me think about it for a second. Somewhere that has water, dirt, ore, gypsum, and maybe uranium. Those 5. I'm sure I'm missing some, but you can always set up multiple bases and ship materials around. So at this point, I'm going to save first in case this goes awry. Close the overlay, and I'm going to decouple. So now I can switch, and this here is going to receive a name. I'm going to rename this. Okay, it does have a drone core. Let's extend the solar panels. And this is where extend the antennae. This is the scanner that I'm essentially leaving in moon orbit on a polar orbit. And this should also, as you can see, my signal strength is now amazing because these antenna that I've extended are very powerful. And this thing is going to sit here so that I can connect with it with my next craft and complete my contract. But actually, I don't know where the probe core is. Oh, here it is. Rename vessel. So, Mr. Vessel, you're going to be the words. You are the words Mark 1 station. And currently it's unmanned. Obviously, as I don't have anyone in here. Okay, so the rest of the mission that we have a little decoupler ring that's just kind of floating there now. Now what I'm planning on doing is, let me save again. And yeah, you're the word station, and you're a permanent installation around the surface of the moon. So congrats. And you are solar powered with a whole bunch of monopropellant and an inline reaction wheel to allow me to control you. But I don't, let me retract this scanner for now, because I don't need it. And it might block the sun. I'm making my solar panels work hard here. Alright. Let me focus on the other landing. So the other landing here, this is just now a normal MUN landing. I'm going to just time warp until like I have a little bit more light. Alright, let me open up flags. It looks like I've never landed in that crater there, so that's where I'm going to land. I hope it's a novel crater, something I've never gone to. We don't have enough Delta V in the current phase of this rocket to do this whole maneuver, so I'm going to have to stage while we slow down here. Oops, I have it thrust limited. All right. Zoom, zoom. I'm always nervous when I switch stages because I'm never quite sure if I built it correctly and it will stage correctly. So now we're just doing the landing burn. I'll extend the legs. We've landed rockets like this plenty of times already. Let me remove that maneuver and adjust it again. Because I need to adjust it for the fact that the Kerbal, or the moon is orbiting. Is rotating, rather. Alright, that looks good enough. Save. Yeah, and it's probably surface drifting again, except for there's tethers. I forgot about the tethers. So there's the words station. We're now far apart. I probably can't even see it. I wouldn't even know what direction to look in. Because those, yeah, it's not even visible anymore. And we will dock with the word station at some point in the future. But now with that workstation, I have the ability to like planet scan, which is really cool. All right, here we go. Time warping. Ah! I hate when I do that. So let's land in this crater and pray that this crater is novel. I didn't check its biome. It's a point retrograde. And get ready for landing. Let's kill all of our horizontal velocity first. So we come straight down, and I just hope I don't get into some sort of deep pit of the crater, because that would be annoying. Tethers, how boring. Alright, I'll drift. Drifting doesn't bother me as long as I don't tilt and tip and die. Alright, there we go. Now we're centered up. I do have a heat shield on this, right? Yeah, right. Oh, at the bottom? Yeah, okay. I'm always worried that because the thing is, if you ever miss something, your flight is so scrubbed. You are so dead. So it was always important to like have a mental checklist of, stuff to bring. Like how the struts are just like, hey, we can disconnect. So another thing to notice up here, make sure that you're measuring elevation over land, not sea level, because you don't crash on the moon, you don't crash into the sea. There is no sea. On parts of Minmus, they'll be the same, but on parts of most of the moon is not the same. And that would be very fatal. Okay, I'm going to save again, and for my... Yeah, I'm actually coming in pretty fast. I was going to do a calculation of when I have to suicide burn. But let's start burning now. Now there is like a debug mode that will allow you to see biomes, and that's always really useful if you're trying to figure out if you're over a new novel biome or not. So not a true suicide burn. I cut some of the speed and then I sped time up. Hopefully I left enough time to stop, or we'll be a pancake. Yeah, there's enough time. That's always the nightmare, right? Come all this way only to pancake. I really like this lander design though, with how wide the legs are. Makes it really easy to land. Whoop. I don't know what I'm doing. And then another thing I could do is rotate it so that it is more stable and balanced given the given the surface that we're trying to land on. Ooh, getting a little uneven here. We're good. I got it under control. Touchdown! We're not drifting. How upsetting. Crew report. What was that? Actually, let me rewrite the crew report. It is the Mun's East crater. Got it. Bob. Bob the scientist. Would you be so kind as to plant us a flag? Oh no, we're drifting. Just very, very, very slowly. Don't remove your helmet, please. Plant a flag. Mun East Crater. And a surface sample. From science. A EVA report. From the surface. Get back here, ship. Oh, God. Don't headbutt the ship. He's having some control problems. Houston, we have a drunk. All right, and board. Let's open up the service bay and do all the surfacey stuff. So we have the magnetometers. I don't know if you use them on the surface. We'll see. Nope. Clearly not using that right. I think I'm confusing it with something else. Temp scans, barometer scans, seismic data, which is new, I think. We also have the Science Junior for the material study. Done. Close the doors. On the other side, we have the duplicate stuff, redundancies, and whatnot. All right, so all that in there is done. Close. Then we also have the control units. But Jeb, the next thing I want you to do is a crew report. Hold on. No, not yet. Not that crew report. I want him a crew report with the space just over the East Crater. There it is. All right, righteous. And then I'll have Bob set up all the sciencey stuff. Nope, not let go. Grab and board. Come on, board. All right, Bobby. Now time to set up the science. Oh boy. You better not need your EVA suit. Your jetpack. Did I? Oh no, he has it. Okay. So now we're gonna set up the goo monitors here. So here's the experiment control station. And we'll get everything else out here in a second. The photovoltaics, I think. No, this is the communication thing that we hadn't had for past deployments because we hadn't unlocked the tech. So that will allow us to beam information back to Kerbin more easily. And then having that orbiting having the orbiting station will help with that as well, because that will provide you know, comms relays. Almost done. What else do we got here? This is the goo. And all that's important is that you place all this stuff in rough proximity of one another so they can power up. Yeah, the word station is helping. Exactly, words. Alright, more photovoltaics. Power to the people. Power to the Kerbals. Okay. Soon we'll have enough power available to power up this science station. Power needed 3, power available 2. Wait a minute. Why aren't my photovoltaics making more power? Unpowered photovoltaic panels. What nonsense are you talking about? I think it will be fine. I'm not really sure why it, the sun is obviously up, you know, because I can see, so I don't know what it's talking about. It's lying to me. I think it's one of these, like if I save and load, it would be fine. Oh, and I have yet another PV panel anyway. Yeah, honestly, I brought twice the amount of power that I need because these photovoltaics are supposed to supply 2 apiece, and I have 3 of them. And this experiment center. Oh no, this is the Grand Slam seismometer. Never mind. That's something totally different. There's actually a possibility I can Grand Slam with the seismometer. We'll see. All right, let's do a quick check that I hadn't left anything in here. What was this deck here? The illuminators. Oh, I have the ground sampler. All right, toggle ground tether, so I can ground sample. Okay. Do I have to EVA into it? Let's use their scientist for that reason. Let go. Because, yeah, I have a goo container here to offset the weight of the ground scanner. So I just had to tether. Otherwise, everything would drift. Good job. Good walking. Oh, he did it again. Oh, this scanning arm's just not working. Alright, Bob. You're fired. Go back inside. He can do cartwheels like no one's business, though. That's important. Board. Scan distance 2 meters, no targets in range. It might be too high up. I'm going to quick save and try to retract my landing legs to sit on my engines to see if it helps. No, that really didn't help at all. Yep, still too high up. It will require a bit of redesign then. Oh well. An easy fix for the next mission. I got more science this time than I ever did before. Anyway, because of the size, the seismometer, the Grand Slam. I haven't triggered the Grand Slam yet, because I don't really have a way to do that without crashing my own ship into it. But let's see if the quick save and load. Yeah, there we are. So let me EVA with Bob here. Yeah, now these photovoltaic panels are actually producing power. It's still in low voltage because it requires 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh well, whatever. I'll bring more PV panels next time. I could destroy my legs for science, yeah. Let me do that. I could just rotate them and get them out of the way. Thunk. Okay. They're out of the way now. I didn't need to disassemble them, I guess. Oh, God. Alright, let me not retract them. Okay, now it's artificially floating, because that makes sense. Up. Up. And away you go. Board. And did this work? Nope. Let me go up and down again. Nope, still high. Still too high. I guess there's, yeah, there's no fixing this. All right, well, we're done here. This mission is complete. So let's return home. Because the next mission is equally interesting. Now, it's possible that I can get some Grand Slam stuff here. Hold on. My SAS. Because, if I go straight up like this, and then I stage my rocket, the stage that I'm shedding will land at the crater here. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to try to make it so that my there we go. That these side rockets land near my my Grand Slam sizeometer down there. See if that can't produce a little bit extra science. All right, and then let's get home. Forget that. Homeward bound. Let me open up and show me debris. Okay, so it's still in the air because I kind of want to witness it when it goes gablamo. So I will try to set myself up so that I can witness the impact. I just need to circularize real quick. Come on, stupid maneuver. Go away. Alright, so my maneuver node is like down here. Got it. I just wanted a rough estimate. If you have any other suggestions, my suggestion box is open, so if you want to suggest some things after I get done with my next rendezvous, I'm happy to take them. So switch to the experiment control. Now, the Byron Industries is safely orbiting the moon. I can switch back to here, and I'm still on low voltage mode, so that's not so cool. But let me save and see if those impacts work. They're gonna miss by a little bit. Do you need Yoda coins to submit your own ideas? Yes. But it's... Oh, there they are. Hey, there we go. Oh, it's not powered. No. Well, whatever. It's a proof of concept that clearly works in the future. What the heck happened to this photovoltaic panel? No wonder it's not powered. Everything is upside down. Wait, what the hell? What the hell? Hang on, let me quick save. I don't know why all of my deployed science stations flipped upside down and marooned themselves. Like... that's not my fault. Connected and unpowered. Yeah, it's unpowered anyway. Well, whatever. We had the proof of concept. Was my, was Bob Australian? Clearly he was. I think if an engineer had set this up, it would have been double power. So next time, we're just going to send an engineer. I don't think the shockwaves knocked them over, though. I don't think that's a thing that can happen, but let me see. I'll do it again. Oh, no. You're right. You're right. No, wait. They flipped over before the shock hit. So I have no idea. Whatever. Boo. Not cool. Let me get back to Byron and finish that mission. Switch to? Must have been the solar wind. Yeah. Or just my scientist sucks at his job. Set up the experiment wrong. All right, and the back to Kerbal burn, the Kerr burn that the lowest periaps I have? That sucks. All right, that's a better periaps of 800 and something. Okay, that burn will do. Screen message. Yeah. Impacts, but no science because I didn't have my power on. That's sad. All right, let's get this back and finish up the contract rendezvous so that we can do other things. So there's a few options that I have in mind. There's two that got submitted in channel points. It's a little early, but whatever. So one of the channel points is build a comm relay network for unmanned, drone controls or whatever. And then another one of the suggestions is to head to Minmus for the first time, the other moon of Kerbin. And then the one I had in mind was to build a rover to do surface scans for colonization. Because I'm probably, almost certainly, the thing I'm going to want to colonize first will be the moon. Minmus is annoying to colonize because its low gravity makes driving rovers and landing on it really annoying. Because with the lack of gravity, it's very hard to do everything. All right, I have enough Delta V on this beautiful craft here that I'm going to circularize and land where I want to land. So where should I land? Well, we've already landed at the dessert station, and I have debris sitting there. That's funny. Yeah, I'll just try to go to Kerbal Space Center. I need the practice predicting my aerobrake maneuvers anyway. Oh, actually, this is KSC right now. So, yeah, let me just do a, rather than circularize, I'll just do a landing burn. Let's get to it. I have a lot of Delta V? I do. And I'm using a lot, like, unnecessarily. I over-engineer my rockets because, you know, I'm bad at this game, so it makes up for how bad I am. Alright, lining myself up for a Kerbal Space Center landing or so. Something like that, maybe. Let's warp to next maneuver. In my opinion, fuel is pretty cheap in Kerbal Space Program, and generally speaking, I don't have a lot of money issues, so I would rather just massively over-engineer my own ships and do what I want and have wiggle room than cut it close. I also need to abandon some of the debris here because I have a lot of debris that is being tracked, but I don't need to. All right, coming in. Without mech jab, this is like what I would say I eyeballed as a entry. Oh, it looks pretty ballistic, but it actually looks pretty good too. So let me point retrograde and cut some of my horizontal velocity. I'm going to come in like a bullet into Kerbal Space Center. I'm going to like break my own buildings. That's actually something I should note is you are able, technically speaking, to damage your own Kerbal Space Center buildings. So if you like land like a missile, you have to pay to repair the facilities. So be careful with that. It's totally a thing and totally can happen. And this Ashi Elf, thanks for resub. It's been a full year. Damn. Welcome. I'm actually a little worried that my reentry here is like way too violent of a ballistic trajectory. I'm basically just like missile landing on. Well, we'll see. Hey, look, my landing legs. Okay, now they reset. They were all weird for a second. This is a bad idea. Yeah, I'm coming in a little short. And I'm almost certainly going to burn off my legs. Boom! Uh-oh. Oh, one burn. Okay, there we go. Nothing worse than having a off-centered craft. There we go. Okay, we're through. And there's Kerbal Space Center. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my side capsules or whatever. I'm not going to stage them off. Time warping. Come on, parachutes. Good. Yep. All right. Speed of 6 meters per second. Anything less than 9 is safe. There is the possibility of it tilting and landing, but it should be fine. You weren't kidding, I over-engineered this? Yeah, these landers are pretty safe. I am going to surface scan with this arm now on Kerbin. Can we try for the island next time? Sure. Yeah, I can just keep my landing stages, no big deal. Yeah, like I said, massively over-engineered. Thunk. Nope. Apparently, I can't... Seriously? No targeting range? Wait, what do you mean? This is ridiculous. Let go. Oh god, he's gonna fall. Smash. Yeah, I think it needs to scan one of the Mun rocks. It would be something good for the rover if I end up doing a rover mission for the rover to do. Oh, and yeah, that module's full. Okay, let go and recover the pilot. Maybe it's pointing in the wrong direction. No, I don't think that's a thing. What I could do is I could experiment. I could build a quick rover to see about that. Because I think there's a rock. There's a rock right here, as you can see. This little speck. It's not a broken pixel. And what we'll do is we'll just build a little rover and rove on over there. All right, don't show me the deployed science or sites. Show me the debris. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to recover debris now because it pays. So here's max debris. Hide. Let's see, Byron Industries, recover. So this is the big one. There it is, 512 science. And 97% value for 31,000. This is the debris I landed that I jettisoned. This debris I'm going to terminate so I don't track it anymore. But you have to be careful not to terminate the wrong things. Because like if I terminated my wards station, I would have ruined that entire mission. The JD debris I can get rid of. And that is all the debris, right? Yeah. Oh, no, there's the cheese radar debris. Okay, we'll get rid of that too. Okay, so the next mission that we're going to do, before I leave it up to the viewers, you guys, what you want to suggest, etc. I'm actually, no, that's not true. I'm going to very, very quickly try to use the scanning arm to see if I'm just... It's been years since I played Kerbal Space Program, and I think you guys are right. I think I just need to revert it like that. So... let me make a quick rovery doohickey. Do I even have the proper wheels? Go away. I wonder why its snap point isn't really snapping. I'm clearly missing something. So these are some of the parts that are new to the mod I'm using, and I don't really know how they all work. But that doesn't look like it has enough clearance. It definitely does not. And this just looks dumb. But all I really want to do is drive over there, so even if it looks dumb, if it looks dumb and it works, it works. And then science, scanning arm. Just stick a little scanning arm on the nose. God, it's hideous. We'll probably for this thing need some power. So I'm gonna give it a little. Yeah, we all know what it is. And call it a test rover. Not going to give it a formal name. And launch. The move tool, maybe? Yeah, maybe the move tool. It doesn't really matter. All it needs to do is drive to a rock and poke it. So I'm not asking much from it. Oh, okay. My wheels are... I have no steering. Because of the way I built this. I can retract the wheels. And now I feel like a turtle. Turtle. What else? Start habitat. Stop habitat. Oh no, I sort of have control, but clearly the way I built it is wrong. And I'm gonna fix that. All right, so let's do the now it's not even mirrored. The move tool. Oh, the problem is, oh no, it's moving down. Okay. Back to place. And then move. Let's hope this is better. Throw a solid booster on the back. I'll throw a Sepratron, but probably nothing more. It was a little turtle. Sad little turtle. I like how every single Kerbal I have just like jumped in and is like, I want to join. Okay, steering inverted. Nope, still being dumb. There's something wrong with the steering. So I'm going to disable the steering in the back. No, that's totally not what disabled steering looks. What is going on with you? This is, how are the wheels even doing this? This is very much like, I swear to drunk, I'm not God. What is this, like a... We built him wrong because it's a joke. I don't I don't understand these wheels at all. They're not, it's not, I can't steer this at all. All right, forget those wheels. I tried. I really tried. I'm not going to use those modded wheels. If I ever need to figure them out, I'll figure them out later. They're clearly too complicated for me. Let me give myself the Rover Max wheels. Oh god, they're so small. Fixed landing gear, steerable landing gear. Oh lord. You know what? How about I just unlock some wheels? Why be pigeonholed in some garbage wheels? I have science. Medium landing gears. Oh. Those are just landing gears. Oh, here, field science. Yep, boom. Thank you. Now I have some proper wheels. All right. The joke rover is over. We can steer around now. Thank you for watching Kerbal Space Program, that originally aired live on Twitch. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my countdown timers and links to Twitch, and also links to Discord, where you can sign up for Twitch announcements. If you like Kerbal Space Program, it comes up to vote on whether or not I play it about every 2 weeks. So if you're looking for the links to the polls, Rhadamant.com or the announcements section of Discord is the place to find those links. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next episode, or perhaps an upcoming stream. Farewell.